Hello, in this video I want to show you where you can find the definitions of the neural nets that are included in AIDeveloper. To do so, first right-click on the executable of AIDeveloper and open the original path. Now scroll down until you find the model zoo. This is a Python script which you can either open your text editor or your favorite Python development environment like Spider or PyCharm. Alternatively, you can also use AIDeveloper itself to open Python scripts. For the purpose of this tutorial, I think the code coloring in Spider can be quite useful. And since we are going to modify this script, I would like to first create a copy of the original file. First of all, we want to create a new name to define the version of this model zoo. Let's just give it an underscore dev1. And second, we want to insert the name of our model into this list. So let's create a new list. Now we need to specify a name for the model that we want to create. If we have a look into the list of already available models in AIDeveloper, we find multiple multi-layer perceptrons, convolutional neural nets, and also larger convolutional neural nets, but there is no simple baseline model such as logistic regression available yet. So let's add such a model. Hence, I give it the name logistic underscore regression, and we need to add this list to the other lists. Third, we need to update the getModel function. Copy, for example, this part here and add it at the very bottom. All this function will do is to check which name you have selected in this list, and if this name is, for example, logistic regression, it will call this function. Apparently, this function is not yet defined, but we will do this now. Down here, you can find some rules that you should follow when you build your own model architectures. You should always name the first layer input tensor and the last layer output tensor. This is important in order to allow AIDeveloper to perform conversions to other formats. All neural nets in this model zoo are defined using Keras. Down here, you can find a very simple example of how to use the sequential API of Keras. If you want to build more complex neural nets, you might also want to understand how to use the functional API, and this simple example might help you. Next, you can find all the neural net architectures like MLP 241624 that is also available in this list. So next I would expect that we also find this multilayer perceptron which has dropout added. There it is. And furthermore, we should find in the list of AIDeveloper some Linnet and a Linnet with dropout. So let's have a look. Linnet with dropout. And next there should also be a Linnet with batch norm and dropout. So let's have a look how this model is defined. There you go, we have Linnet with batch norm and dropout. So there are always batch normalization layers and also dropout layers. But now we want to define our own neural net which does logistic regression. Logistic regression is actually very similar to a multi-layer perceptron, only that it has no hidden layers. Therefore, we can just copy such a model, scroll down to the bottom of the script, add this model and modify it to our needs. Make sure that this name is actually the same as defined at the very top right here and inside this list. Now we just need to delete all the hidden layers. And after that, we are already done. Now we can minimize or close this script and restart AIDeveloper. Now we can actually see here that it did now load the model Zoo version 0.0.5 original dev 1, which is the model version we just created. Therefore, we would now expect that we find in this list our logistic regression model. Now we can go ahead and train this model, for example, on cats, dogs, and frogs from Cypher 10. So let's load those quickly. Now we are good to go and we can initialize to start the fitting process. In this folder, you can now see how new models appear each time a new maximum of the validation accuracy or a new minimum of the validation loss is achieved. All changes that you do during training are tracked in this meta file. If you want to share a particular model with your colleagues, you can just send them this file, or if you just want to show them your new architecture, you can also send just this file here. Okay, that's it. We successfully implemented a basic logistic regression-like model into AIDeveloper, and this is the end of the tutorial. Bye bye.